And do I need to be on camera for a webinar? Can people see you in a webinar? And can people see me in a Zoom webinar? In this webinar tutorial, you'll learn how to host a webinar and how to attend a webinar, be it a Zoom webinar or a webinar using another webinar software, with your camera on and with your camera off. So let's get right into this webinar marketing tutorial on how to look good on Zoom and how to look good on video. If you're the webinar host, you can host a webinar both with your camera on and with your camera off, so you don't need to be on camera for a webinar if you don't want to. If you're using Zoom for your webinar, you can toggle these settings right when creating the webinar meeting. If you're hosting the webinar meeting right this second, log in to your Zoom account, hover your mouse over where it says Host a Meeting, and select whether you wish to host a webinar meeting with video off, with video on, or screen share only. If you wish to schedule a webinar meeting in Zoom for later and customize those camera settings, click on Schedule a Meeting up top, scroll down until you reach the video section, and toggle whether you wish the host's camera to be on or off, as well as the participants' cameras to be on or off. For more details on how to customize a webinar in Zoom, make sure to watch my video on how to use Zoom to schedule and join a Zoom meeting. I'll leave the link to it in the description box below. If you're a webinar participant in Zoom and wondering whether people can see you on a Zoom meeting, it'll depend on whether the webinar host selected the participants' cameras to be on or off. However, even if the webinar host selected on, after you join the webinar meeting, you can click on Stop Video from the bottom panel so that people are unable to see you in a webinar. The same goes for the webinar host. Even if you chose your camera to be on when scheduling the webinar meeting in Zoom, you can click on Stop Video from the bottom panel as well so that people are unable to see you during the webinar. If you're hosting a webinar using another webinar platform, such as YouTube Live for webinars, you can select whether you appear on camera or not during your webinar in your streaming platform. For more details on how to set that up in OBS, which is my streaming platform of choice for YouTube Live webinars, make sure to watch my video on how to set up OBS for webinars. I'll leave the link to it in the description box below. If you're participating in a webinar where the host uses YouTube Live, as well as many other webinar platforms, such as Webinar Jam and GoToWebinar, people won't be able to see you in the webinar. You'll only be able to interact with others using the live chat feature. If you want to make the most out of the webinars you host and attend, make sure you check out our webinar sales funnel template by clicking on the link in the description box below to boost your webinar sign-up rate, increase the number of people who show up live, and skyrocket your sales. If you're serious about looking good on Zoom and looking good on video, make sure you check out our webinar tutorials playlist for even more webinar tips and tricks, as well as our free Webinar Stardom Challenge, which will show you how to get more registrants, attendees, and sales from your webinars in just 5 days. Leave a comment below and let me know if you'll be turning your camera on or off during your next webinar. If you liked this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so that you can navigate the tech side of online business with ease. And stay tuned for our next video, which is about where you can promote your next webinar. As you wait for our next video to go live, check out these 2 videos I have right here, and I'll see you in my next video.